Hey everybody, Mike Raso here, talk about Super 8 film and cameras today. A lot of people are starting to get into Super 8, and today's example, we're using the GAF Anscomatic ST87. This was made in 1969, I believe, and there's a whole line of cameras, the ST series. First thing to look for when you buy a camera is what type of batteries does it take? And when I first started getting back into Super 8, what I didn't realize was that quite a few models of cameras take two sets of batteries. So in this camera, the batteries are in the handle, in a secret compartment. And this takes 4 AA batteries, which is terrific. And you may just load that up and think, oh my God, great. This has a second compartment right here that takes a button cell, and that powers your light meter. And many cameras require a second battery specifically for the light meter. A PX14 battery, 2.7 volts. So you could go to batterymart.com and see if they still exist. But what I did, this isn't worth much anymore, but I'll tell you, it's gold, because when you're in a pinch and you have to open a battery compartment, a thin coin is great. It's asking for 2.7 volts, and instead of putting the QB PX14, I put in 2 1.5 volt batteries with a piece of aluminium in between. Oh. So the 2 button cells, as you call it, when you put them in, they were too, you know what I'm saying there, John? They were too...
Yeah, they were too short.
They were too short. So I padded it out with aluminum. You just crunch it up, make a little pillow out of it, and you put it on here, and I'll tell you, it works great. Modern day Super 8 films are a series of color negative films. Kodak Vision 3, 50 daylight, 200 tungsten, 500 tungsten. Then we have Kodak Tri-X. This is a positive film or reversal film, so whatever you shoot, you could actually watch in a projector. And then the brand new Kodak Ektachrome 100D. Exciting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you could also project this in a projector. Of course, you can get all of these scanned. The negative you will need to get scanned. The Film Photography Project now offers Super 8 scanning, which is awesome. A lot of the older cameras were designed for much older films, and the older films, the highest ISO on an old Super 8 film was 160. This is what I did to make that work. You just open the camera, you put the film in, and you just shoot it. That's it. You don't worry about it. It's so simple. If you're going to be outside in daylight, you want the 50D, you want the Ektachrome 100. If you're, even the Tri-X can handle it. If you're going to shoot indoors or low light, just pop in the 500T. These new films by Kodak are amazing because the latitude is so wide that even if you're not shooting exactly correct, in the scan, it will look absolutely beautiful. Most of these cameras have a little, can you see this here? A little filter switch. And usually it's bulb or sun. And when I first pick up a camera, I'm like, what? What does that mean? See, for me, I either know clear, no filter, or orange, which is an 85 filter. An orange filter behind your lens means you could shoot tungsten indoor film outside. And I always make a little cheat sheet. You see that? What's it say? Can you see it?
I can't see so good.
Okay, it says no filter and 85, which is orange. And I know that's true because I opened the compartment and I held it up to a light source, and I can see the shutter opening and closing, and there's no filter. When I switch it to the 85, Now I can see there's an orange filter in front. That's a quick overview of Super 8 cameras from the late 60s, early 70s. There are some newer ones that do not need the second button cell for your light meter, some of the newer models, which are great. Be aware of the Kodak XL cameras. Those are the cameras that you hold like those are the cameras you hold like a sandwich. Most of them have broken gears that they have a bad part in them, and almost all of them do not work. So now about that noise. I shot an entire roll with this camera in Austin, Texas in the year 2015. And there I was, right out in the street, John, like this. It worked perfectly fine. There's nothing. Like the Canon squeak?
Grease it up.
It just has a little squeak, that's all. And if you have any questions, you can always send me an email, michael@filmphotographyproject.com. Always happy to hear from you about your filmy adventures.